Now I'm going to show you a little bit of magic of shimming. There's plenty of ways that you at home, with a little bit of instruction here, can make changes to a saddle that will give it more flat bearing surface on the horse, which is what fitting a saddle is all about. It's all about equal pressure bearing down on the horse to the whole extent of the tree. Now I've got two different horses here of mine. This is an old mare. I won many steeplechases on her in a day, but now she's just old and cranky and pushes this young colt around. That's her whole thing in life. But you see the back has fallen down, which is typical of an older horse like that. Once was straight, but now it is not. So we've got to be careful that if we put a tree on this horse that it doesn't bridge, meaning it hits here and hits there. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Here I've got my young colt. You see his back is much straighter. There's even a hump there. This horse is actually an old Iberian breed horse, one of the oldest horses in the world. But he's a very fast horse, and he's allowed me to buy some real estate 2 or 3 times so far. He's got more moves than a mainspring of a Swiss watch, I'll tell you that. Okay, here's a tree. We've been talking about trees, so now I'm going to put a tree on this sway-backed horse, and the tree is fairly straight. I can tell you right now it's not going to fit this horse, but let's look at this. And what do we see? A huge gap under here. Look at that. That would hit the horse here and hit the horse there, and all of the weight, the bearing weight of the rider would be here and there. That's about 1/3 of the bearing surface of the tree, which is not good. Okay, so we need to fill in this area here, and how we do that is we use shims. So as you can see, we've got a gap there. You can see daylight right under there, and the way to test for a gap is get your flat of your palm against the side of the horse and put it up there, and there you can feel there's a gap. It's that much. It's 1/2 inch according to my big fat poor hands here. So we need to fill in this gap, and so what we do is we use shims. This is high density felt, specially cut, and we put that under there like that. And now what do you see? It's touching all the way along here. We've lifted up the center and therefore taken the pressure off there and there. This is only 1/2 inch. We need a little bit more than that for this lift. But there you go. You can see up under there now it's touching evenly. So the pressure is even from there to there to there. Put your fingers up there now and you can't reach in there. That's what you want to get. That's excellent. Okay. So here's another tree that's a bit straighter than the first tree we had, and I'm going to put it on Ringo, my Iberian horse. Very quick horse, this guy. So you put that on there, and look at that. That's not a bad fit. We got a little bit of a problem there, but again we don't have nearly the problem we had in that swayback mare. What I do with this tree is spread it a little bit more so it doesn't hit there, and in the act of spreading that, you would lower this part of the tree, and therefore you wouldn't even need a shim with this saddle. It just needs to be spread a bit more. The wither area of the horse is very, very sensitive, and the last thing you want is any pressure up there. Strangely enough, pressure down here is not too bad. Now people talk about the scapula. This is the scapula. They talk about the scapula hitting the edge of the tree. Not so. It does hit the tree in the first 6 steps of the horse, but look what happens. It'll push that scapula, will push the tree back. So let's go to the saddles now, and I'll show you how you can put the shims in the saddle and fix a problem at home.